let's see some examples now. So when we see design, so these are like two different like countries consumers, US based consumers and people in China, right? So US based consumers prefer or like to see app designs or layouts like these, while in China they like or prefer designs like these. If I ask you that which one is a better design, so many of you might say the US one looks better. It's clutter free, it has less options, it's not that confusing, it's very well laid out. Yeah, aesthetically, I would also agree to that. But people in China need to see more options. That's their need. That's what they want because there are so many options to choose from. So for them, this is a better design. They prefer this app over this kind of apps, right? So it's not very important that, I'm not saying that aesthetic design is not important at all. It is important, but you have to figure out how, what is their need, that what are they coming for. If they are coming for options and you make them go through multiple pages, then they are not going to be happy with this app. But if they see this kind of app which shows all the options on one single screen, they might start using this more. So you have to understand your users' requirements, their needs, and then accordingly design the app. And that is the better design for those people. So it's highly subjective. It's not that one design can be good for everyone. And in India, where we have so many different kind of people, so many different cultures and other things, so we have great opportunity of building some products for various kind of people. So if you hold your phone in your hand and try to operate it using a single hand which you are holding it in, so you'll use your thumb most probably, and many of us are right handed people, like righty. So if you are using your thumb, what happens is this green area is what you can move your thumb easily. This orange area is where you have to stretch your thumb a bit in order to hold it and at the same time operate or touch on it. And the red part, red zone, is totally out of reach while holding the phone in your hand. So you will have to use another hand's finger in order to like tap on this upload button or go live or on this YouTube or whatever. So earlier, if you notice, people used to have these options on top. There used to be hamburger menus and all that stuff. Now they are moving these options at the bottom because this is what user friendly app should be like. And again, this is more relevant today because your screens are getting bigger and bigger. So obviously you won't be able to like operate this big screen with a single hand easily. So that's why your main option should be at the bottom. So if you look at Flipkart, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Airbnb, Spotify, Twitter, all of them have moved their main navigation at the bottom, right? Also, if you look at Uber, Ola, these kind of apps, they used to have initially, like few months or a year back maybe, they used to have the search option on top. So if you are holding your phone in your one hand, then in order to tap on this, you had to use your another hand. But if they move this to the bottom, you can just tap it with your thumb, same hand which you are holding it with, right? So basically this is more user friendly option. Now you also have like foldable displays, so that is another dimension, right? You will be having a smartphone and that in fraction of second some user will flip it and it will convert into this kind of tablet device. So how you are going to design an app which will adjust to these different screens, that is going to be a challenging task. So that is what UI UX designers have to think about and come up with some creative solutions. Voice assistant, Google assistant, like as I said, those farmers are using voice assistant and voice search in order to, in their regional languages. So here you can see in Hindi, they have shown some options. So you can use any Marathi, Hindi, Gujarati, these kind of regional languages, and you can actually use these applications without getting bothered by understanding English and knowing where to tap and figuring out technology, because in voice based interface you actually don't have to tap a lot. It's more about saying something. It's a conversational thing, and in your regional language it makes it more easier for end users, right? So it might be difficult for our grandparents to understand Instagram and how to use it and stuff like that, but imagine if they are able to operate those kind of apps just by saying some words by voice. So Mr. Modi, Prime Minister Modi, actually announced long back that they have created Jan Dhan accounts. And what are these Jan Dhan accounts? They are enabling poor people to have money in their account whenever there is some situation like floods and all these things. So farmers and those their crops get like devastated because of all these kind of situations, and governments are trying to help them. They are having some policies and subsidies for these farmers, so they are trying to send some help in form of money to these farmers. But there is such a deep level of corruption involved in all this machinery, government mechanism, that they normally don't get that money properly. It used to happen that they used to get like 1/3 of it, something like that, and other used to get like disappeared in some corruption act. So they started these Jan Dhan accounts in order to send that benefit directly in their bank accounts. So that is a great idea, because no middleman is going to handle that money. It is directly going to get into their bank accounts. But the problem is these people don't know how to operate banking apps. They don't know how to transact with these applications, right? So what if a voice based application is created? So this is an example. You can simply say check bank balance, and it shows you how much balance you have in your account, right? As simple as that. Anybody can understand it. Any elderly person can understand. It's showing it such a bold and big font, and there is not much to click on, right? It's like there are only few buttons. It's mostly operated with your voice. Now imagine this person needs to send some money to somebody. So transaction is an important aspect of banking. So what they can do is they can just say something like in their mother tongue, pay Ram Mohan 1 rupee. So pay Ram Mohan 1 rupees 200 in Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi, Malayalam, Bengali, any regional language you can say. राम मोहन को 200 रुपये दो या भेजो, राम मोहनला 200 रुपये पाठवा. So something like that in regional language, and then they just have to click on the check mark, tick mark, or if it is a mistake they can click on this cross, and they can cancel the transaction. So this easy we can make for these people by using voice interactions. So voice based prototyping, voice interface, these are new things in UI UX that you should be skilled at. You already know Alexa, how they are using IoT, AI, machine learning kind of devices, new technologies in order to get some interesting use cases, you can say. So you can watch TV on Alexa like devices, you can turn on lights, you can communicate with other people on their Alexa devices, and you can do like look at recipes and do a lot of stuff like order groceries and stuff like that. So these devices are changing our world, and in future also these technologies are going to make it interesting. And so we have to design for all these. That's what UI UX designers do, right? So that's an interesting area.